Hey, IDS 301, good morning. Saturday up here in Prescott, Arizona. And let's get into Module 3. So we're hitting the halfway mark of the course. Uh, again, it's read everything, okay? Um, the overview to Module 3 is that it says that Modules 3 and 4 should be perceived as one unit. They go together. And they do to a degree, but it doesn't mean everything is due in Module 4. There's some things that are coming up in 3. Really important stuff in here. Dr. Prisdia and I really feel it's important that we included, especially included a reading by Petrie. It's an IDS classic. It's a must read. It's one of those old mimeograph looking things. Uh, and so just take a look at that. We're also going to get into the MAPS assignment. So you'll read about that, mapping, disciplinary mapping. Okay, at the end of this module, students will be able to explore theories, useful interdisciplinarity, and integrative learning, describe the process of interdisciplinary research, and define epistemology in the process of mapping disciplines areas. I'm not going to read every word of this for you. Obviously, you guys can read that. Okay, so let me just jump into some of the action. By the way, let me look at think about some of the pyramid discussions and the definitions you guys did for the last module discussions. Again, as you know, I'm obsessed with IDS equals integration, and I've really hammered that. And I'm really proud when students are using that, uh, early and often in descriptions, definitions. For those of you that haven't yet, um, it's something that I hope you'll get on with and not try to improve upon. This is a place where originality isn't going to do you much good. Stick with what works. And I feel that integration is the best definition of IDS, as integration is an action, it's a process, and it defines us much better than multidisciplinary, which is a static, just more than one discipline. We're the same as that in interdisciplinary studies. Simply the integration is what makes a difference. That's why I emphasize that so much, okay? All right, let's see here. Other than that, good job. Um, Make sure if you have to review that pyramid, it's important. Remember on the bottom is intradisciplinary, one discipline. That's it. So in that discussion, it should have only been psychologists. That's it. Could have been historians. That's it. And you talk about history, you talk about psychology there, but it wasn't psychology and history because that's multi. So it was just one, the committee of one representing one discipline. All right, capitalize your disciplines. Very important in this course, as I said. I want you to understand that um, disciplines are individual silos of learning, and they're very divided in how they're set up in academia. And proper nouns just help you to get that picture. Later on, hey, do what you want, but right now, I'd like that proper noun. All right. Above intradisciplinary is cross-disciplinary. Remember, that's analyzing something from the point of view of one discipline through the lens of another. So it would be psychologists looking at domestic terrorism through a lens of religious studies or through a lens of economics. It's like, looking at music as a, as a musician, even as a music academic, looking at music work through a lens of mathematics, right? There's many ways cross discipline. It kind of goes through. It's not one of these that it's one through another to another. Okay, it's not two other ones working together or switch flipping theories and things. I mean, it's just one discipline. I mean, yeah, more than one. That'd be two cross disciplinary things, I guess. So just don't confuse it. Above that is multidisciplinary. Simple, more than one discipline. That's it. Above that, interdisciplinary, more than one plus integration, right? All pretty simple. Above that, transdisciplinary goes beyond the disciplines. Okay, so there you're including professional representation of kinds. Could be clergy who are not, they don't have to be religious studies. Could be politicians who don't have to be political science people. Could be community leaders, chamber of commerce, victims' right. Well, we've talked about that. Kind of get that framework in your mind because you'll better be able to disseminate and identify what you see and hopefully get you to a place where you want to be if it's interdisciplinary in your work, okay? Um, so let's talk about Let me give you Easter egg number one right away. What do you think it is? It's IDS equals integration. Just for those who still might be struggling on it, that is Easter egg number one. IDS equals integration. Okay, so looking at the overview again, we've got our learning objectives, talked about that, and on to the readings, reading chapters 3, 4, and 5 from here. Don't be nervous, it's only about 30 pages, okay? It's really an easy read. That's why we like Tanner. It's a pretty easy read to get through and understand and assimilate, okay? Um, the article by Petrie is approximately 16 pages. It's a little mimeographed copy, I think, so it's not as easy, but it's really good stuff. It'll really help you to look at, okay, do you see what I see? All right, because this is what the issue is with disciplinary. Architect can look at that house across the street and look at it a whole different way than somebody who's focused on sustainability and materials and other things, right? Where the architect might look at lines and they're close, okay, but just kind of remember that. So, do you see what I see? It's an important way to get context on looking at these uh, projects and issues. All right, so going through that. Let's see, what did I do here? All right, so now explore the supplemental materials resources. They should aid you with the MAPS assignment. Now, the MAPS assignment is due February 17th. Okay, so it's due in Module 4. It's worth 100 points. It's a big one, and I'm going to get into that page right now and talk about it. On the learning materials, all right, so you got chapters 3, 4, and 5. You got Do You See What I See? You have a download of Disciplinary Maps Assignment Introduction. Okay, read carefully, right? Okay, so let me pull that one up and talk about that. Hold on a second. Okay, let's see. So the instruction introduction, it's going to talk to you about this. It's 2 pages of a doc, and it's going to give you why it's important. It's going to talk about the assignment instructions. This is a comprehensive assignment. Honestly, we used to do it over a course of 3 modules. Didn't like doing that because before we used to do it that way, we used to do it all at once. Just better to get it through that way. Okay, so take a look at that, and again, make sure you contact me if you have questions. All right, some of this might be overwhelming, confusing. I want you to know, but we're going to give you the things that we feel will work. So then that was the introduction. Then you've got the disciplinary maps assignment. All right. And just okay. So what you're going to do, there's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 different categories. Okay. You're going to respond to each of these with each of your concentrations. But I want 1 through 8 with one concentration and 1 through 8 with another concentration. So describe the discipline subject matter. You'll read about that. Describe subfields within your discipline. Key concepts, current theories, academic journals, professional academic associations, a couple of research questions, and research methods and techniques. What we're doing here is we're mapping your concentrations, your disciplines, so you can see, get an idea, get some structure to them, all right, with the important points listed. All right, so you'll see that in the assignment. Then there's a MAPS assignment template. As I said, we're trying to give you everything that works here. And let's see here. All right. Let me bring this up. Okay, the template then will actually show you how to do it. Make sure you put your name on the paper, okay? But you're going to notice that we have 1 2-page Word doc with the eight things, and you fill it in underneath. Please use Times New Roman 12-point font, paragraph breaks, okay? Use sources, do a bibliography, okay? There should be one of these for each of your concentrations. So don't go like number 1, this is business, this is communication. Don't do that. Do 1, business, 2, business, 3, business, 4, 5, 6. Then do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Okay. Again, you have until February 17th to do this, so don't panic. It's a good solid exercise though. and that is the template. Okay, now we've got, let's see, there's a rubric. So that's pretty simple. I'll show you what we're looking for in the rubric. And then we've got a concept and theories example and examples. Okay, we didn't cover everything. We're giving you examples. Difference of concepts and theories, you can see that. Then we've got a list for interdisciplinary studies library resources. It's an older link. Apologize, we have the same thing for organizational studies. You'll notice they call it BIS. Many of you have been here since it was BIS. Um, we're fighting for it. Check that out. It's a great page. Look at it closely for ideas because it'll talk about the maps assignment right there. Okay, so but we wanted to keep that up. And we're fighting to get it changed to IDS so they don't lose it. We don't have a dedicated library anymore. She's on there yet. So that's what I'm saying. So this is your readings. Okay, so now we get into the discussion, and the discussion. Let's do this. Let me give you Easter egg number 2, okay? Primary sources. Easter egg number 2, primary sources. That means that when you go and look for especially the journals and especially your information, I really don't want to see Wikipedia, obviously. I don't want to see anything with a pedia. I don't want to see Investopedia. I don't want to see anything like encyclopedia, dictionary.com, Forbes, cron.com, all these popular sites that people seem to gravitate towards. You're an academic, you're doing academic work, want to stay with academics, all right? This is why I recommend using the ASU library website. Do searches on any terms you want to. Filter it for peer reviewed and filter it for full text online, and you'll be golden, okay? If you come at me with a website that has blog in it, if you come with a website that says .com, be careful. What does .com stand for? What does com stand for? It stands for commercial, okay? And commercial means what? It means revenue. What does revenue mean? Money, bias, right? It's got a goal. So be careful because those are not peer-reviewed sources and sites, okay? All right. If you have any questions on that, let me know. Okay, so let's go with just all-terrain vehicles. Oh, no. Okay, so discussion 3.1 is learning from the gecko. You're all going to get Geico. No, you're not going to do that. Okay, you're going to watch the Learning from the Gecko video. I believe it's a TED Talk. It's fabulous. Seen it more than a few times. Read the instructions. Great video. Then after that, watch the Mighty Mug and talk about and look at that. Then the discussion exercise. You can write at least 250 words. You can write over that. Answer the 2 questions above. Okay. So there's a question under in bold says, how did they apply what they were learning? The other questions bolded, what connections can you make from these 2 videos? That's your job. Then write at least 150 to 250 word response posts to 2 of your classmates, right? And then follow the instructions. That is due on the 29th. Today's the 25th. Gives you 4 days to start getting on that. If you're having any issues keeping up, just let me know. The course moves fast because, again, it's a 7.5 week. It's a 15-week class done in 7.5. So we don't cut the work in half. We just cut the time in half. See, that's how they get you, right? They say, yeah, 7.5 weeks, but they don't tell you. All right, so the discussion 3.2. This is the one that does not require responses. Why it's called discussion, I have no idea. But, okay. You're going to say, do you see what I see? This is the Petrie article that I want you to read, okay? It's such a good one. It's from 1976. Hey, class of 76, we rock. Sorry, did I date myself? Okay, so this article is an IDS classic. It's mentioned in chapters 4 and 7 of the Tanner textbook. All right, but you need to be if you want to be an effective, successful interdisciplinarian, you do need to read the actual article itself very carefully. Then write 350 words minimum. Address the prompts below. You may include the prompts. I would appreciate if you include the prompts. Please include the prompts. You must include the prompts. How's that? Okay. So you're going to answer 7 questions on that. Don't worry about word card. I'll figure that out. But give me some good answers there and you'll be fine. 40 points on that. That's due on the 31st. After that, we get into quiz 2, 30 questions, 60 minutes, true, false, multiple choice, piece of cake. I'm sure you guys are rocking these. That's due on the 12th. No, it's not due on the 12th. It's probably due on the 2nd. Ooh, Super Bowl Sunday. Get it done. Um, then you've got module 3, reflection, and that's it, right? But remember, you got that maps. Try not to put it off. I can tell if you slam that baby out in a few minutes. I just showed my face-to-face course, a TED Talk on procrastination. It's wonderful. It's actually hilarious, wonderful. Look that up if you want to. Okay, so that's it from here. Caught it at 15:22, so under 16 minutes. Let's do the last Easter egg, and that is, let's go generic, forks up. Okay, so you got them all. Good luck. I want to give you an early start here for Saturday. I'll post this soon as soon as I get back in the house. All right, see ya. Peace.